Hello, internet friends and family. It's me, Prepper Russ. And I'm sick as a dog. It's January, it's cold out, and I got sick. So I thought it was a good time to bust out my sick bag. What? You don't have a sick bag? Well, you will after you watch this. So I've spent, many years figuring out what works for me and what doesn't. And I'm going to show you all of my favorite homeopathic, natural kind of remedies that I like to use whenever I get cold or flu. And this bag is mostly stuff that's going to boost your immune system to help you fight off whatever you got. And it's also going to provide relief so you can sleep at night and breathe and all that good stuff. But before I go deep into the bag, I just want to remind you, you always got to call your doctor to find out if you got a bacterial infection or is it viral. And odds are they're going to know what's going around town because they see hundreds of sick people, and they might just be able to help you over the phone and recommend or prescribe you drugs. So take whatever drugs your doctor gives you. This bag is mostly just to provide relief and, like I said, boost your natural immune system. And because we don't want you to die. You don't want to see me die either. What kind of world would it be without a Prepper Rust in it, right? So without further ado, let's get in the bag. Hey, just want you to know, because, I'm fighting a cold and I feel rough. This is going to be a rough video. It's not going to be pretty and all that beautiful lighting and all that crap. Because I just want to give you information. Anyhow, I want to start with building your immune system, because your body is the best natural defense against any cold or flu that you get in you. And these supplements I'm going to show you, I've done my research, and I use my favorite reference is Dr. Wheel, W-E-I-L. Look him up online, and he talks about the best forms of vitamins and minerals, because they all come in different types of forms, and some absorb into your body and work better than others. With that said, let's start with the big three here. So vitamin C, and this comes as ascorbic acid, and once again, best for absorbing into your body quickly. I kind of like the powder because you just take it. It's got a little spoon, and then you just put it into your a bottle of water, shake it up, and it's got a little bit of a kind of a citrus flavor. The second one is D3. So vitamin D3, another great immune booster. And here is the form that I used. Once again, based on Dr. Wheel recommends these forms. All right. And the last is zinc. I think the best one. This is the Powerhouse Immune Builder. Chelated zinc. And it is very important to get this form, which is zinc glycinate amino acid chelate. All right, now let's look at foods that help boost your natural immune system. Boom, food. I start with the green tea with the ginger in it, because this also has probiotics that helps support a healthy digestive system. So the more you do that, the more it helps all those other vitamins and stuff get absorbed into your body so they actually work. So that kind of builds your immune system. It also is anti-inflammatory, so it helps with the coughing and your throat and all that stuff. Big fan of this. I drink probably 3 or 4 cups of it a day. Don't worry too much, because the caffeine in it is only about, there you go, you can see it. A cup of coffee is 100. This is 25. So you could have 3 cups of this a day, and it still doesn't equal 1 cup of coffee as far as caffeine goes. Now, speaking of digestive system, another probiotic, I think one of the best probiotics you could ever buy is kefir, or kefir. I always say kefir, like Kiefer Sutherland. I don't know why. But it has tons and tons of probiotics. Read up on it. It's been used for over 2,000 years. It doesn't taste that great. It tastes like liquid yogurt. But you could mix it with some fruit or something if you don't like just that flavor. I take a big swig of this every day. So let's talk about dark chocolate. So I always get the really, really dark. So I get more chocolate than I do milk or sugar. And I found that this is palatable. It still kind of tastes sweet, but it's dark. But this stuff is, dark chocolate is one of the most nutrient-packed foods you can get. And you don't really have to eat that much of it, just like a couple pieces a day, and you're good to go. This is kind of an interesting one. These are seaweed snacks. So seaweed, as far as food goes, has the most iodine in it. And Americans, at least, are lacking iodine in their diet. That's why they put it in our salt. Yeah, your table salt, they mix with iodine because we're not getting enough iodine. But this stuff, I think it's kind of tasty, too. It's crunchy. And it gives you a whole big old massive dose of iodine. So I eat that every day. And that's going to help with your immune system again. Let's talk about bell peppers. I like these little ones. They're cheaper. They're easier to eat. But these have more vitamin C than an orange does, believe it or not. One of the most highest vitamin C foods out there. And they also have some, so these are like mild. They're not even hot, right? Not even close to it. But they still have the capsains in it that the hot peppers do. And those capsains help break up the mucus in your lungs and help you breathe better. Speaking of that, that's why I got Mr. Pineapple here. So I like to buy my own pineapple. Don't buy it in a can because it's going to be pasteurized. That means boiled. And they're going to boil all the nutrients and stuff out of it. So I buy it raw and cut it up myself. I kind of enjoy cutting them up. It's really easy to do. But these have been proven because they have a chemical in them. I forget what it is now. Or a nutrient, not a chemical, a nutrient in it that actually helps with coughing. It like naturally kind of numbs your throat and relaxes your lungs. So yeah, man, pineapple, that's a big one around this house. Oatmeal. Oats are great because that's going to help with if you get like acid reflux and stuff. I'll eat just like a half a cup of oats raw. Just chew on it and swig it down with some water. But these things are really great for like soothing your stomach because you're going to be putting a lot of, probably if you're taking meds, you're going to have an upset stomach. But it's also packed with nutrients, many, many, many nutrients that are going to help you and build your immune system. This one's a no-brainer. Beans. I think any prepper knows that beans are the most nutritious food you can buy that stores the longest. But these are packed with B vitamins and just everything else, magnesium, potassium, all the other ones. So this is just, you should just always eat beans every day because of the super nutrient boost. This one's a no-brainer. Oranges. So I know that I had vitamin C supplements, but you should always try to get natural in as well. Bananas, once again, potassium. This is going to give you a lot of vitamins that you need. Let me talk about nuts, peanuts, hazelnuts. I think what is it? Almonds, maybe. You need vitamin E. Vitamin E is going to help your immune system, and the best way to get it are nuts. I like to buy dry roasted that have no oil in it or salt. They're just dry roasted peanuts. Healthiest version you can get right there. Unsalted, dry roasted. And as far as the last food item goes for building your immune system, now this one's great for you, but it's also hard to eat. So you're going to have to mix it up with something else, is garlic, right? So I mince it up and put it in with my beans, right? Or I also make a dip for my peppers where I'll get sour cream and mince it up and put in my sour cream and kind of make like a ranch out of it and dip my peppers in it. All right, that's all the food. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, now that we're done talking about building your immune system, let's talk about relief. This one is probably the most important here. This is the holy grail for me. And this is guaifenesin. And it's basically Mucinex generic ripoff. But it thins and loosens the mucus in your lungs. And this helps a lot. It helps with terrible coughs and everything. And you really got to start taking this stuff as soon as you show the first signs of it. And it works like a charm. Just remember, you want to buy a version of this expectorant where it's just that ingredient. Watch out for the ones that throw other ingredients in there because you don't want that. You just want to focus on expectorant. And always remember, you got to drink a whole bottle of water with one pill. Because without all that water, it doesn't work. Found that out the hard way. Next two things here are for fever, muscle aches, and all that stuff. So this is basically generic Tylenol. This is generic Advil. Same ingredients. So acetaminophen, it works in your liver. It breaks down in your liver. Ibuprofen breaks down in your kidneys. The reason I bring that up is I don't think you should take both of these. Just take one. But you need to decide for yourself. Do you have healthy kidneys and a healthy liver? Then you can take either one of these. But if you got a bad liver because you drink a lot, you might want to start taking this because it breaks down in your kidneys, and you don't want to do more damage to your liver, right? Same thing. If you got bad kidneys, you're going to take this, right? So also think about the medications you're taking. I would look them up, any med you take, and see which organ it breaks down in. Let's say you take a lot of medications for something else, and they all break down in your liver, then you're going to want to take this. Vice versa, if all your meds break down in your kidneys, you're going to want to take that. But talk to your doctor, they'll tell you everything. We have now reached my favorite part of this video, which is natural relief. And let's just start with, I started using this just this week. This stuff works great. It's just a saline solution, nasal mister. You pop it off, you shove it in your nose, you push down, it squirts up into your nose, both nostrils, and it just sends that saline solution in there to kind of like cleanse, to moisturize. But the big thing to remember is almost all colds and flus and stuff, the virus lives in your nasal cavity. So you want to get all that out as much as you can so it doesn't keep breeding, right? So I like this. This is a quick fix, right? So this is the next one, which I love using. It's important when you use this sinus cleanser squeeze bottle, right? When you use it, make sure you use distilled water. Because I'm going to tell you a horror story that I've actually heard several times. Some people have used regular tap water, and it's always nice for this water to be a little warm, right? Not hot. You don't want to burn your sinuses. But a little warm, because when you shove it up your nose and squeeze hard, it flushes out your sinuses, and it feels great when it's warm, soothing. But here's the problem. If you use your tap water and you have a water heater and you put your water on warm, it's pulling water from your water heater. Guess what can grow in your water heater? Amoeba. And there's some variety of amoeba that are brain-eating amoeba. People have died from using the warm tap water in this thing and shoving it up their nose, because those amoeba will go into your nasal cavity and you go into your brain, and you're dead. So always use distilled water. I'll get distilled water, put it in a cup, and heat it up for 10 or 15 seconds. Always, and dab it on your wrist. That's the best way to tell how hot it is. But then you're ready to go. And this one comes with saline solution, which for any of you who already know, saline solution is just salt mixed with equal parts baking soda. So I like to put that in there too, because that helps kill off the viruses and stuff up in your nasal cavity. Anyhow, when you start using these things, you'll never go back, man. They really, really open you up and make you feel amazing. Let's just talk about these. I like cough drops with natural menthol in them. And you can't go wrong with Ricola, because they got all these extra herbs, healing herbs and stuff. And I always feel better when I take these versus a Vicks or something, because those are more harsh chemicals, where these are more soothing, and they just feel taste natural. They feel natural. I always like those. This is the last thing, and this is also another game changer. This is basically a facial steamer, but I found it works great for just putting your face up next to it and breathe in that hot steam, right? So you got to have hot. It's got to be able to make hot steam. I think this one even uses nano micro technology or something, so the steam is even more finer. You just fill it up with water, shut it, turn it on, lasts for about 15 minutes, and you just put your face over it and suck it in. You can also, like, what I like to do is, like, put my nose close to it. You don't want to get too close because you'll see it's boiling hot. But I like to breathe in through my nose and then breathe out of my mouth. But something else I found, too, is, like, you can take your ear and put it kind of close to it, and it will blow into your ears in case they're clogged up or if they're hurting. I mean, it helps open that, too. All right, so I'm going to finish up with a couple tools to have in your bag. A good digital thermometer. I recommend buying a really, really nice one because, quality matters when it comes to taking your temperature. Make sure you don't have too bad of a fever. If you do, call the doctor. And then this is a pulse oximeter. And this little thing, you just turn it on. You put it on your fingertip. It only takes like a few seconds. And it will tell you what your blood oxygen level is. That shows you how much oxygen is in your blood, which if you're not getting enough oxygen, that's a problem. And then the bottom one is just your heart rate. Mine's a little high because I was just outside and came back in. But yeah, so these two are great to have just to make sure you get enough oxygen in your system and you're not overheating, right? One last thing I wanted to bring up is fluid water. You need to drink tons and tons of water. Remember I said earlier with that mucus thing, you need to drink a whole bottle of water just with one pill. You should also be drinking water just all the time. And you got to think about your electrolytes. So here's a quick little thing about electrolytes. A lot of people will be like, well, Gatorade, right? That's the most popular brand. I don't like Gatorade because it's filled with sugar. And all it is basically salt water with flavoring and sugar in it. So when you're sick, you can't even taste stuff anyway. So what's it matter? So I'll just get spring water and I'll just put a pinch of salt into each one, just a little tiny pinch, right? And if you also want to spend a little more money, get some limes and then just kind of squeeze a lime into it, just like a wedge, and throw it in there, shake it up and everything. And it's one of the best electrolyte drinks you can have, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper and it's better for you. So that's it. So as always, I linked to every item I just showed you into the bottom description there, so you can click on it and go straight to it. Make your own sick bag. It's going to help you recover faster and better and cleaner and all that. I'm Prep Russ. I guess.